Hare Krishna. This mridanga isn't good. Okay, fine. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Ayo. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya. Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Yashoda Nandana Braja Janaranjana. Jamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna. Jamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jai. Jayo Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Krishna Hare Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. जय प्रभुपादा, जय प्रभुपादा, प्रभुपादा, जय प्रभुपादा। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमती डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की। All glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories to assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayamudiraye nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya भगवतीरुत्तम श्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकी नंदनाय च नंदगोपः कुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Hare Krishna. As Janmashtami, the appearance of Lord Krishna is fast approaching. We are discussing series of pastimes from Lord Krishna from 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. Today is 4th and on 7th is Janmashtami. So in the last few days, the series of discussion was how did Krishna married so many queens. So we saw Rukmini's pastime, and then now there are few more queens. Lord Krishna got married, and Shukadev Goswami describes further about how Krishna married so many different queens. So in the sequence, this is 10th canto, chapter 56. Apart from having married two queens, Satyabhama and Jambavati, there is a very interesting story connected to how Krishna married these two queens. So we'll also be seeing that entire series of story of how Krishna married the two queens and what is the story of this Shamantaka Mani. So this is 10th canto, chapter 56, text 11. Easy to recite. Dine Dine Swarna Dharan Ashtau Sa Srajati Prabho Durbhiksha Mari Arishtani Sarpadhi Vyadhayo Ashubha Na Santi Mainas Tatra Yatra Aste Abhyarchito Mani Dine Dine Swarna Bharan Ashtau Sasrajati Prabho Durbhikshamari Arishtani Sarpadhi Vyavadha Shubha न सन्ति मायिनस्तत्र यत्रास्ते अर्चितो मणि अभ्यार्चितो मणि दिने दिने स्वर्णभारान् अष्टौ सहस्रजति प्रभो दुर्भिक्षामार्यरिष्टानि सर्पादि व्याधयो शुभा न सन्ति मायिनस्तत्र यत्रास्ते अभ्यार्चितो मणि। श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन भगवान की, श्री श्री गौर निताय चंद्र भगवान की, श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा माई की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की। प्लीज रिसाइट। सर्पादि व्याधयो शुभा न सन्ति मायिनस्तत्र यत्रास्ते अर्चितो मणि। दिने दिने स्वर्णभारान् अष्टौता सृजति प्रभो विष्टामानि अरिष्टानि सर्पादि व्याधशो शुभा न सन्ति मायिनस्तत्र यत्रास्ते अभ्यार्चितो मणि। Anybody from Vaishnavis? Okay. We'll see word to word meaning. Dine dine, day after day. Swarna, of gold. Bharan, bharas, a measure of weight. Ashtav, 8. Sa, 8. Srijati, would produce. Prabho, O Master. Parikshit Maharaj. Durbhiksha, famine. Mari, untimely deaths. Arishtani, catastrophes. Sarpa, snake bites. Adi, mental disorders. Vyadhaya, diseases. Ashubha, inauspiciousness. Na santi, there are none. Maina, cheaters. Tatra, there. Yatra, where. Aste, it is present. Abhyarchita, properly worshipped. Mani, the gem. Translation. Each day the gem would produce 8 bharas of gold, my dear Prabhu, and the place in which it was kept and properly worshipped would be free of calamities such as famine or untimely death, and also of evils like snake bites, mental and physical disorder, and the presence of deceitful persons. So please recite the translation in response. Each day the gem would produce 8 bharas of gold. My dear Prabhu, at that place in which it was kept and properly worshipped would be free of calamities such as famine or untimely death, and also of evils like snake bites, mental and physical disorders, and the presence of deceitful persons. Purport by disciples of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. In his manifest pastime, Srila Prabhupada gave purports till 10th canto, 13th chapter, after which his disciples Hridayananda Das Goswami Maharaj, Satsarup, no, Hridayananda Goswami Maharaj, uh, uh, and who else was there in this purports? Dravid, forgot, yeah, Gopi Parananda Sadhikari Prabhu, Hridayananda Das Goswami Maharaj, and Dravid Das Prabhu. They gave the purport. Srila Sridhar Swami gives the following Shastric reference concerning the Bhara. 4 rice grains, we'll go ahead directly translation. 4 rice grains are called one gunja, 5 gunjas one pana, 8 panas one kshara, 4 ksharas one pala, and 100 palas one tula. 20 tulas make up to one bhara. Since there are about 3,700 grains of rice in an ounce, the Shamantaka jewel would be producing approximately 170 pounds of gold every day. So I just calculated 170 pounds means approximately 77 kgs of gold, and that comes to 44 crores 21 lakh rupees of today's time. ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुक्तापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगणरघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगणललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च नमः ॐ विष्णुपदाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna. So we are seeing the series where how Krishna got married to various queens. So we started with the main queen, Queen Rukmini, how Krishna kidnapped Rukmini Devi from her marriage ceremony. So we all know Krishna married 16,108 queens. Very big number. Generally people think that whatever Krishna does, we can also do. They specifically try to target the pastimes of Krishna and Ras Leela. And they think that we can also imitate pastimes of Krishna. Well, sir, you can try to imitate the pastimes of Krishna. At least try to get married 16,108 queens. Then you can try. It's not that Krishna just married 16,108 queens. He had 10 children from each of his marriage. 10 sons and 1 daughter from each of his marriage. And each of Krishna's son had 10 sons in turn. So 16,000 means 1,61,000 sons he had. In these times, if somebody is able to successfully maintain 2 or 3 children, it's considered a very great personality. 1,61,000 sons. You can imagine what power he had. Anyways, now that he has got married to Queen Rukmini, Shukadeva Goswami is describing that he got married to Satyabhama, the daughter of Satrajit, and he got a jewel also like that. So then Parikshit Maharaj is asking, please describe to me the entire story. So when Krishna was living in Dwarka, after Krishna's appearance in Mathura, he went to Vrindavan, he did Vrindavan Leela, right? After Vrindavan Leela, he did Mathura Leela, killing of Kamsa and other demons. And from there, he came to Dwarka. This is Dwarka's pastime. So while living in Dwarka, there was a very great person, his name is Satrajit. He happens to be a great devotee of Surya Devata. And having pleased Surya Devata, he got a money, Shamantaka jewel. Basically, he wanted to be very, very powerful personality. Like Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, Kamai sester hritaghyana prapadyante anya devata. Somebody who does not worship Krishna and goes to all other demigods. Of course, from one view, Surya Devata is also expansion of Narayana only, Surya Narayana. But he behaves like demigod when people worship him as like demigod. Like that. So he worshipped Surya Devata, and Surya Devata came present in front of him, and he asked, "What do you want?" He gave this jewel, Shamantaka jewel. Now, once he got Shamantaka jewel, he wants to boast around. This is the natural tendency of a person. If he has money, if he has opulence, he wants to boast around. So he came to Dwarka boasting, "See, I have Shamantaka jewel." So he walking across the streets of Dwarka, and the people looking at the streets of the people in the citizens of Dwarka looking at Satrajit, the brilliance of that Shamantaka jewel was so high that people thought that maybe Surya Devata himself have come. So they were started whispering. They went to Krishna's palace and they told, "Such a brilliant personality, it's just shining. He is Surya Devata." Then Krishna had to tell, Krishna had to tell, "No, no, no, he is not Surya Devata, he is Satrajit. He got this jewel." So then he kept this jewel at his place. He had a home, he had an altar, and he was properly worshipping this Shamantaka jewel because Shamantaka jewel will produce 77 kgs of gold every day if it is properly worshipped. Imagine 77 kgs of gold every day. In today's time, I just calculated 44 crore rupees worth gold every day. So he was becoming very, very powerful, influential, like that. So then Krishna told Satrajit once on a certain occasion that this jewel at your place is not safe. It's not good that you have something more powerful than the king, Ugrasena. So better you give it to the king. See, whatever Krishna instructs us, it is for our good. If we do not heed to the instructions of Krishna out of greed, then we will see at the end what happened to Satrajit. So Satrajit said, "No, no, 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 no. You are envious of my material opulence." He is telling Krishna, envious of my material opulence. But he does not know that Krishna has golden palaces. How many golden palaces? 16,108 golden palaces. And all the gold palaces were definitely more than thousands of kilos. It is not that pillars were there and on that we do gold leafing. Right? Sometimes in our altars we made gold leafing. And even after doing that gold leafing, we are very fearful who will come and steal. That might be like 500 grams of gold or something. We are very fearful. Krishna's whole palace was made of gold. And then there were jewels, diamonds, bedecked at every pillar of Krishna's palace. So considering that, Satrajit's achievement was not so significant in front of Krishna. But he still felt that Krishna is envious of my material opulence. This is the nature of material asset. The moment you have asset, you think that your asset is greater than other people's asset. That pride plus envy plus greed, these three layers of painting on the heart of a person makes him completely blind. He thinks that aham sarvasya prabho, mattah sarvam pravartate, iti matva bhajante mam, buddha bhava samanvita. He thinks like that. I have so much material opulence that whole world is worshipping my lotus feet. He thinks like that. So he told Krishna, you have greed and envy that I have this Shamataka jewel. I will not give you. So the nature of this material asset is that it is there with you in a day, in the next day it is gone. That's why Goddess Lakshmi, when she is not at the lotus feet of Krishna, she is Chanchala. Chanchala means from one place to another place, to another place to another place. So Satrajit's brother, his name was Prashena. He thought, why I should not boast about this Shamantaka jewel? Why only my brother should boast? So the greed comes even between the own blood relatives. Just like Hastinapur was fought between two brothers, two sets of brothers, they were own blood relatives. The greed comes. So Prashena sometimes used to go around boasting, I have also Shamantaka jewel. My brother has, Satrajit has Shamantaka jewel. I also have Shamantaka jewel. He wanted to boast around. So one day Prashena took that Shamantaka jewel and went around in forest. See, in forest there is nobody to see and glorify you that you have, Shamantaka jewel. Still that attachment is there. I will go around with this Shamantaka jewel. So he went there. On one fine day, when he was doing like that, a lion attacked Prashena. The lion took that Shamantaka jewel because it was very shining. He went into a cave, and in the cave, Jamvan was reciting. Jamvan was reciting. And Jamvan saw that the lion with a diamond. So Jamvan was very, very powerful person. If you know, in the times of Ramayana, Jamvana fought with Lanka's army in a very powerful way. He used to pick up huge mountains and throw on this Lanka Sainiks. That's why it's Jamvan. Jamvan is a species, ricksha species. Just like Vanaras look like monkeys and human beings, rikshas look like bears and human beings. It's a combination, it's not a bear. Because Vanaras also can speak human language, rikshas also can speak human language. So in that way, Jamvan was a riksha Raj. Jamvan used to be called. So he saw that this lion is playing with this diamond. He just killed the lion with no effort. And he saw that Shamantaka jewel very shining. He gave his son, you play with it. Like that. So when his brother is missing and Shamantaka jewel is missing, Satrajit came to Dwarka assembly and he accused Krishna. See, you have agreed now, out of greed you killed my brother, or my brother is missing, and you took that Shamantaka jewel somewhere. And Krishna was like, why will I do that? I have more opulence than you. But still, to prove that Krishna is innocent, he tried to search out. He went with Sainya to look after what happened. He collected information that when was Shamantaka jewel last seen, and they told that Prashena took out of Satrajit's house. So he traced the path. And he finally saw that Prashena is dead in the forest. And from there he saw that a lion's impressions are there, and the lion's impressions are leading towards this Jamvan Gufa. So if at all you go to a place called Dwarka, and from Dwarka you try to travel to a place called Somnath. In between there is a place called Porbandar, where Sudama used to live. And not very far, around 20-21 kilometers from there, this Jamvan's Gufa is there, where Jamvana used to reside, and the place where this Satrajit money was recovered by Krishna. So Krishna saw that the impressions of this lion are leading towards this cave. He told the Sainya, stay outside, I will go and find out what is there. So Krishna went inside and he saw that this small boy, Jamvan's son, is playing with this money. And Krishna told, don't play with this money. This money has given me an accusation of being a killer and being a greedy person. So give me back this Shamantaka jewel. So seeing and the nurse, seeing that Krishna is trying to take away the jewel from this Jamvan's son, she shouted, please protect, somebody is taking away our Shamantaka jewel. Then Jamvan came running. He saw Krishna But Krishna, having seen Krishna, he couldn't recognize who Krishna is. Hmm. Although Jamban, for more than a month or so, he was in Lord Ram's. Not then more than 5-6 months he was in Lord Ram's association. Hmm. In Lord Ram's command, he fought along with Lord Ramachandra. But due to being prolonged association in this material world, probably Jamban had a very huge span of life. Hmm. So almost around 8 lakh years had passed away after Lord Ram's pastime, Krishna's pastimes are happening. So Jamban is still living. Hmm. So when he saw Krishna, he couldn't recognize Krishna, and Jamban had a huge strength. So he told Krishna, don't take away this Shamantaka jewel. And Krishna said, I want to have this Shamantaka jewel. So there was a hand-to-hand battle between Krishna and Jamban. It went on for 28 days. Long battle. So this Sena, whom Krishna told wait for a while, they waited for only 12 days. And they concluded that something inauspicious has happened. They went back to Dwarka. So Krishna fought for 28 days. And after 28 days, Jamban felt that his strength is decreasing. Imagine 28 days without food, nothing. He fought for 28 days. And then he was not even defeated. His only strength started decreasing. Then he realized that this personality is something special. Or probably he is the same person as Rama. Then he surrendered to Krishna. Then Krishna showed his Rama Rupam. And he told that it is me only, you fool, you forgotten me. Then Jamban became very happy. And he told that I am giving you this Shamantaka jewel. And along with jewel, for my offense of not recognizing you and fighting with you, I will make it up by giving my daughter in your marriage. So Krishna was very happy. So he accepted Jambavati and also Shamantaka jewel. He came back to Dwarka. So there is a huge celebration in Dwarka. So at least now Satyajit should have learned a lesson that this Shamantaka jewel is not safe with me and Krishna is not to be blamed. So in the whole assembly where Krishna got married to Jambavati and the whole scenario, Krishna gave back that jewel to Satyajit. And he told that you only keep it. It is not good for me. You only keep it. And Satyajit shamefully accepted also that okay, I will keep this jewel. So he kept that jewel, and as you know, Krishna was sometimes used to be in Dwarka, sometimes used to go to Hastinapur also to meet Pandavas. So once after certain time, Krishna went to Hastinapur. So now, as you know, that Jamban made up with Krishna for his offense by giving Jamvati, the daughter of Jamban, into marriage. Satyajit also told, okay, I offended you, you marry my daughter, Satyabhama. So Krishna married Satyabhama. So then what happened once at a time when Krishna was in Hastinapur, there were 2-3 people whom Satyajit told that I will give you my daughter's hand. There were Krita, Dhanva, Akrura and others. Shatadhanva, Kritavarma and Shatadhanva, whom Satyajit told that I will give Satyabhama in marriage to you. So now they became envious. But we were supposed to get married to Satyabhama. How dare this Satyajit gave her daughter to somebody else? So that was only the pretext. The greater envy was to get that Shamantaka jewel. So Akrura also incited this Shatadhanva to go kill Satyajit, get that jewel. See, material opulence is like that. If you have a remarkable material opulence, your life is at danger. Your life is at stake. So many times in the past we have seen somebody who has more material opulence, he is killed by his own relatives. So that material opulence comes to us. So Satyajit was no exception. So Akrura, Kritavarma, Shatadhanva, they all made a plan. Now that Krishna is not there in Dwarka, It is very easy. You kill Shatrajit, you take this Shamantaka jewel and run away. So they planned a nice plot. In the night they came, they killed Satrajit, they took the jewel and ran away. When Satrajit was killed, Satyabhama became very morose. She got the dead body of his father, preserved in a particular way, and she went to Hastinapur. And she told Krishna, see what has happened. My father got killed. And the person who killed my father should be thoroughly punished. So this is the destination of person who is driven by greed. You are killed by somebody who is also greedy on you. So it would have been best for Satrajit that when Krishna told that give this back to person who deserves, it is very easy. But Satrajit was so greedy that he wants to have this opulence. So material opulence, if it is not blessed by Krishna, leads to death. That is a lesson from Satrajit's life. And the greed is so much that we sometimes blame Krishna also, that you are greedy for my opulence. The simple person, see anybody who resides in Dwarka could have easily made out Krishna is Supreme Personality of Godhead. 16,000 queens, 1,61,000 sons. Actually, every son also had 10 sons, it seems. So 16 lakh grandsons. Like that. Such huge opulence Krishna has. Huge palaces. Still you are greedy that you are getting this Shamantaka jewel. So in this way Satrajit met his end. But the story is still not ended there. Because Shatadharma had carried that jewel and ran away. So when Krishna got to know that this has happened, he came running to Dwarka. Then he inquired, he again has to do investigation. Then understood that such and such person, Shatadhanva, took away and ran away. So then Shatadhanva started running, trying to take shelter of various people. It is believed that he took shelter of Balramji also, saying that please protect me, Krishna is killing. He went to other kingdoms also, that please protect me, Krishna is behind me. Nobody gave him any shelter. Because if Krishna wants to kill anybody, nobody can protect him. And if Krishna wants to save somebody, nobody can kill him. So Shatadhanva came to Akrura, and Akrura also said, no, please don't put me into risk. If Krishna is against your life, then nobody can protect you. So somehow that person dropped that jewel with Akrura, and he went on running here and there. And finally at the place called Mithila, Krishna and Balram went till Mithila to find out this guy. Somewhere there he was found, and Krishna killed with Sudarshan Chakra this Shatadhanva. So somebody who is greedy on others' wealth, and take away by force, the right punishment for him is death. Because scriptures also say that somebody who sees others' wealth as dirt is a person of knowledge. Shatadhanva was not like that. He killed Satrajit, he planned nice a plot and got Shamantaka jewel. So Krishna had to punish and show to the world that do not take away others' wealth by deceitful means. Although the Shamantaka jewel would bring out auspiciousness, the verse we discussed today showed that it brings out auspiciousness if it is properly worshipped. But there is other side also. Any material opulence comes with negative effects also. Like that. So Shatadhanva was killed, and then Krishna and Balram decided to bring back this Shamantaka jewel and install it in Dwarka, where properly it is worshipped and taken care. And Balramji continued to be in Mithila for a good amount of time, because the king of Mithila, Janaka, not that Janaka whose daughter is Sita, descendant. Hmm. All the kings of Mithila were called as Janaka because Janaka was a great personality in previous times. Hmm. So the Janaka, who is father of Sita, also had another name. If I am not wrong, his name was Siradvija, something like that. But because he was a great king, Janaka is called as Janaka, descendant of Janaka. So Balramji stayed with Janaka for quite a long of time, and that is the time when Duryodhana came and learned art of fighting with Gada from Balram. And then he came back to Dwarka. Krishna came back to Dwarka searching where this Shamantaka jewel went, and finally he found with Akrura it is there. And then he brought back and installed. So in this story of Shamantaka jewel, Krishna got married to two important queens, Jambavati and Satyabhama. But this story renders us great lessons of how first thing is one should not be after material opulences. If material opulences is not blessed by Krishna, that material opulence is of no use. We see in the similar story in future few chapters we see that Sudama was a very poor person. He was happy with being poor rather than getting some material opulence. So sometimes devotees has to be like that. That better let me be poor. Because if the moment we get material opulences, what happens is our Krishna consciousness is at stake. Or our life is at stake. Forget about Krishna consciousness, our life is at stake. So in all possibilities, we should always abide by what Krishna has given to us because of our destiny. So Satrajit worshipped demigods. So we should also be very careful that we should not go to demigods asking material opulences. So one thing what we learn is that don't run after material opulences, especially going to a demigod. As Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says that the benedictions given by demigods are temporary. Hardly few days or few months Satrajit was happy in that boasting. But very soon he died. So don't run after material opulences. That is the greatest lesson. The other lesson is follow the instructions of Krishna. If Krishna is telling something, it is for our own benefit. Krishna tells, I am the best friend of everyone. So Krishna's instructions and command should be our supreme instruction in our life. If Krishna tells that don't keep this material opulence with you, the best thing is give it up. The other lesson we can learn is that greed will not spare our own relatives. Greed is such a great enemy of a person that the person who has a greed and the person to whom that greed is directed, both are destroyed. Shatadhanva had a greed towards Shamantaka jewel. He was also destroyed. Satrajit also was destroyed. So greed destroys both the people who have it, who has towards it. So in this way, Shamantaka jewel enfolds wonderful pastimes of Krishna. So Krishna proved his innocence. At the same time, he gave suitable justice to everyone involved in this pastime. So in this way, Krishna does wonderful, wonderful pastimes. He got married to these two queens. And in this way, Krishna's pastime keeps unfolding. Parikshit Maharaj is hearing all these pastimes. Shukadeva Goswami is narrating all these pastimes. So in this way, whilst Janmashtami is coming, we can also meditate on pastimes of Krishna so that we can understand who Krishna is, what personality Krishna presented when he was there as Dwarka's resident. Many people, even in India, they have a very unclear understanding of who Krishna is. Because they hear sometimes from those who are not devotees of Krishna. So those who are not devotees of Krishna, they paint a very different picture of Krishna. They present Krishna as if he is a very diplomatic person, or sometimes they present Krishna as a very lusty person. Sometimes they present Krishna as very greedy person, very diplomatic person. But only when we hear Krishna from Krishna's devotees, then we understand who Krishna is real. Hmm? Like that. So Krishna tells in Bhagavad Gita, Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. So only by devotional service and by devotees, Krishna is understood. So Janmashtami gives us a very wonderful opportunity to meditate pastimes of Krishna, to relate with Krishna, to understand why Krishna appeared and what all activities Krishna did. So thank you all very much for giving this opportunity. May every one of you remember Krishna, understand Krishna, take the opportunity of this Janmashtami and become more closer to Krishna by understanding him through Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is what I thought we will discuss. We have not gone into great detail of this pastime because I spoke in a summary format. But still, anybody has any questions or anybody has any comments, or if I have missed any important aspect of this pastime, can please add. Hare Krishna. Anybody has any questions? Why did Akrura stop Satadhanva? See, some people are not classified as highest level of pure devotees. So Akrura comes in that. Like for example, Akrura knew that Krishna would be attempted to be killed by Kamsa. So Akrura thought, I will go and take darshan of Krishna. So he was definitely a devotee. His mind had that thing. But still, that act of Akrura going to Krishna to be brought to Mathura by some acharyas are not very appreciated fact. So Akrura also was not a devotee of a very high purity. So he was definitely a devotee in the sense that he appreciates Krishna, but still he was sometimes having association of other negative elements in the society because he lived with Duryodhana's company. So definitely negative association had impact on him. Similarly, it is believed that Jamban also had some association of some demoniac persons. I don't know if I am not wrong, Dvivida or I don't know, some demoniac persons because of which he lost his Krishna consciousness. So sometimes it happens that somebody who is not a very great devotee, he becomes influenced by material arrangements. So he also thought that, Satraji should be killed. Like that. So I don't know, I have not gone into greater details of Sridhar Swami's commentary, but maybe there may be more details. So, Akrura also had an eye on Shamataka jewel, like that. Yeah, of course it is mixed. Of course it is mixed. Yes, Hare Krishna. Pardon? So some people believe that Krishna had seen moon on Vinayak Chaturthi day. That is the reason why he got this blame. I have not heard this from very authoritative sources. So I cannot certify that it is correct, nor I can certify that it is wrong because it is neither counter commented by our acharyas. So sometimes what happens, some local customs they try to mix with Krishna's pastime. So we will go by Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam at least doesn't mention this instance. So I would like to go by Srimad Bhagavatam. No comments on this. Okay. Hmm. 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 See, even though Akrura's intentions were mixed or not very pure at the time he was bringing, if Krishna sees that it is favorable for me, Krishna accepts it. Because Krishna was also waiting in Mathura, in Vrindavan, that on what pretext I should go to Mathura. Like unless Kamsa calls for a combat, he cannot just go and kill Kamsa. So he was also waiting. So when Akrura came, he thought, okay, wow, very good, Akrura did my job. So although that person's intentions are mixed, If that is favorable to Krishna, Krishna accepts that. There are multiple views to it. At certain times, Akrura is being described like Akrura wanted this Kamsa's kingdom to go, and he thought that this is the right way. If I call Krishna, Krishna will kill Kamsa. So that was also there. So there was all things happening there. But here Akrura is not appreciated for this instance of encouraging Shatadanva to commit a crime like that. Okay. Just one last thing. Whether you achieve material assets, material opulence, by religiously doing it, the way Satrajit did and got Shamantaki jewel, or irreligiously doing it. What was the other person? Shatadanva, irreligiously doing it. At the end, you will die. So better use life for Krishna consciousness. Thank you very much. Granth Raj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.